Here we go. Who's first?
Coach, I'll start first. Can you just go ahead, it's second day. Talk about this brand new offense that you guys are putting together. What do you like? What are you seeing? What strengths do you guys have?
Yeah, I think, the second day we're still trying to iron out the kinks and kind of get into the flow of things. And, you've done a lot of work this summer, but you've not actually really gone against bodies that, finish plays to completion. So the guys are playing well. I think we got better from day one to day two. And, we made some plays in the pass game, and we're continuing to push and get better in the run game as we feel it a little bit, and the backs kind of feel the tempo and the blocking and all that. So it's just a process of continuing to do it day after day. And I think the guys are all doing the right things and playing hard and buying in, and that's the main thing right now.
It's like Willie's made no secret that he likes the 50-50 balance and something you guys going back to Tulane. With the backfield, what do you like about having multiple guys back there that sort of give you different talent, skill sets? It's
like anything, you have some depth, so you don't worry about if a guy gets nicked up, that you're not as strong in that area. So that helps, and sometimes using some of them as versatile guys to be able to move them around and different sorts of things like that. But I like the depth. The competition's good. It makes guys play hard and play up to a high level every day, which just makes you better as a team. And ultimately we feel like to win a championship we have to establish a run game, and then it'll create bigger explosive plays in the pass game as well.
You feel like you're maybe 4 or 5 deep there, or at least 4 deep?
Yeah, I think we're probably 4 or 5 deep there with guys that can play, who have experience, who played in games and produced in games. So we feel good about that.
What improvements have you seen within this team on the offensive end compared to last season?
I think, as Coach stated at Big 12 Media Days, we just have more depth. I think we have more depth on the O-line. We have a lot of experience on the O-line, although but most of them are new to Houston. Besides a couple guys, they've played a lot of ball games at high level of play, and I think that'll help us. And I think we got better at quarterback with having more depth with Connor and Zion and Austin. And I think every room we have has done that. The tight end room's got more depth. The running back room we talked about. The receiver room is better. So it just allows you to play more guys and play at a better pace and a better tempo, and stay fresher and really play, at full speed and do things the right way.
Have you seen Connor get more comfortable within the offense, maybe spring to now?
Yeah, definitely. It's like a process with anything, especially quarterback. The more reps you get, the more things you do when you go through the spring, and then you go through the summer, and now you're in fall camp and you're hearing it for the 7th, 8th time. It's like anything, you get more comfortable. I think you can see that the first couple days.
Coach, there's a timeline, obviously, for these battles of positions that they're clearly going to have. Talking about depth, what does the timeline look like for you guys to decide who's going to be in that first team? Who's going to be coming for the second team?
Yeah, I mean, as you move through camp, obviously you get closer to the first game. Some battles start to kind of show themselves, and then sometimes you may get into the first, second, third week of the season before you really figure out, who that is and how many reps and how many this guy can play and how productive this guy is. So, every situation is different, and right now we're just trying to compete and install and play the best we can with each rep.
You also had mentioned you emphasized the tight end position, bringing tight ends here. Can you talk about the tight ends that you brought in, how special that's going to make and dynamics going to make this offense coming into the season?
Yeah, I think Luke McGarry from Tulsa has done a really good job, and then Tanner Koziel came in after spring ball, who, he's an excellent player who provides some things in the pass game and the run game. And then, Jaden York's gotten better since last year. I think he's an improved player. I think Traville Frederick's gotten better, and then we have some young guys too. So, and like anything, when you got to go play 80 snaps a game, you're not quite as good sometimes as if you play 45. So it allows that position room to have depth and stay fresh and really play to a high level.
Coach, you mentioned new guys coming in on the offensive line. I noticed Dalton Merriman getting snaps at right tackle. He's played a lot of left tackle in the past. You see him comfortable there? Do you see anything developing?
Yeah, I mean, he's played there all spring, and he looks comfortable there to me, and he's doing a good job and get better each day. So we've been happy with him.
Coach, you've had a lot of one-on-one drills with your wide receivers. Who are some of the guys that you've noticed have excelled?
Yeah, I think Stephon Johnson has shown a lot. I think Harvey Broussard has done good. Kobe has done good. Mackay has shown some stuff. So, and especially day 2, we were a little bit better in that drill than we were in day 1. And that's to be expected. It's kind of building, and you start somewhere and you just try to get a little bit better each day. And that's why we have 25 practices before we play,
What's a motto or some advice that you have instilled in your players throughout practice?
I think we want to be a physical team that plays at our tempo. Whatever we decide that wants to be, whether that's fast or slow or checking plays at the line, we have the ability to do all. But I think overall we want to be a physical football team up front, running the ball, pass protection, and then on the perimeter as well. That's perimeter blocking, and then that's also being physical, running routes against one-on-one. So I think that's the most important thing to having a championship level offense and football team.
Coach, you mentioned Harvey being at Tulane when he was in high school. Did you guys recruit him at all while you were there?
We did. We were familiar with Harvey, recruited him a little bit, and he was from Lafayette and wanted to stay home and whatnot, and had a couple good years there. So we were very familiar with him and his family. Yeah.
Good.
Good.
Thank you so much.
All right. Thank y'all.